Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy True Inferno, and today's day is Sunday, July 1st. It's the first of the month. Okay, enough of that. But anywho, so with the Safari Zone event out in Dortmund in the books and completely over and done with, there's only one major event coming up. And it's not, well, I mean, yeah, we got Community Day next Sunday, and we got Articuno Day the day before this coming Saturday. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's be real. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Go Fest. Yes, so Chicago Go Fest for the second straight year, your boy is going to Go Fest. So, here's what I'm going to do for you guys. If you are planning on going to Go Fest, you need to know what is going on in terms of what is allowed and what is not allowed. So that's why I'm here. So what we're going to do, actually, we're going to compare from last year to this year, because you're probably thinking, oh, it's the same thing as last year, right? Nope, it's not. It is different. Not completely different, but different nevertheless. So let's take a look at them, shall we? So as you can see on the left, here's all the items that are allowed and prohibited from last year's Go Fest. And on the right are the list of items and prohibited items for this year's Go Fest. So right off the bat, the number one main thing, we can already see it right here, right now, backpacks. If you look to the left, 2017, backpacks. Standard school size backpacks only, no frames or camping gear. Now to 2018, clear backpacks. And then of course the same thing in parentheses. Standard school size backpacks only, no frames or camping gear. And that's right there is the number one item that a lot of people have been talking about as of late. So if you got one of these, it's not going to work. It's not going to fly. You won't be able to get in with that. Now last year I had like one of the smaller jock strap backpacks or whatever. I don't think they're going to allow that this year. But if you have something like this, which is see-through, you can actually see inside of it, that should be fine. Now, Pokemon Master Holly, a while back, she posted a link to clear backpacks on Amazon for 20 bucks, where some of the money will go towards some type of charity. So if you want to know more about that one, I have a link to that in the description box below. However, I will be honest with you guys, I got this one off of Walmart.com for $6. And if you walk into Walmart, flat out you can find them for 10 bucks. So I mean, if you want to be cheap, just, you know, look on eBay, look on Walmart.com, you can find some for $5, $6, $6. I know for a fact, because that's how much mine cost. Maybe even less than that. But if you do want to help out, then you can pay 20 bucks to Amazon, and then some of that will go toward the charity. And again, link to that will be in the description box below. But let's continue on with the rest of these lists. So as we can see, the next few items are pretty much similar to last year. So we got binoculars, last year, this year, blankets, sheets, and towels, last year and this year. Then this is all allowed. Cameras. Now here's where things get very interesting. So last year it says cameras, and in the parentheses, basic point and shoot consumer grade cameras, and outside the parentheses, without detachable lenses and other accessories such as monopods, selfie sticks, tripods, GoPro mounts, and other attachments are not allowed. This year, it just says cameras, and then parentheses, basic point and shoot consumer grade cameras. We'll get more on that category later on. Let's move on. GoPro cameras without accessories. Okay, that's the same as last year. Sealed sunscreen lotion, and in parentheses, no aerosol containers, same as last year. Okay. Empty hydration packs and water bottles, and in parentheses, plastic or aluminum, and then of course outside of parentheses, max size 36 ounces. But here's the difference though. Last year it says for Yeti type hydration Rambler, and then they have a website for that. This year they don't say anything about that, so I don't know what that means. Now here's something new: pre-packaged food. Pre-packaged food? What? I mean, like Lunchables? Like something you could just open and eat immediately? Because I sincerely doubt there'd be a microwave there for you to heat your food up. I'm just saying. But let's move on. Now last year, this was a bit of an issue to some degree, and that is water. So let's look at what it said for last year's Go Fest. You may bring 2 factory sealed bottles of water, up to 1 liter each rather, and refill them throughout the day at our free water filling stations. This year, you may bring factory sealed bottles of water and refill them throughout the day at our free water filling station. So last year we're going to bring up to 2, and they had to be a liter each. This year there's no restrictions. So you mean to tell me I can bring up to 20 bottles of water and all of them are like 10 liters? Like each, not total each? I mean, apparently that's what they're saying this year. So I don't think people will go that crazy over it, but who knows? I mean, who knows? And here's some new things added to items allowed. Collapsible umbrellas and strollers. So if you remember last year, umbrellas were not allowed at GoFest. It didn't matter if it was really sunny or if it rained, and both of them was the case. Umbrellas were not allowed at GoFest last year for some dumb reason. Now they know better. So now we can bring umbrellas this year. Now let's move on to the items that are prohibited from entering GoFest last year and this year. And look what we have here to start this off. Backpacks again. So clear backpacks only, no frame or camping gear rather. We already talked about this. We're not going to break this down again. Now let's move on to the next thing. Okay, this is obviously slightly the same, but let's look at last year's rules on this. No e-cigs or vaping devices. That was last year. This year, cigarettes, e-cigs, or vaping devices, meaning you can't bring any of those in. Now last year they had an issue because here's the thing, they didn't mention cigarettes on their items that are prohibited, on their list of prohibited items rather. And I guess because they thought people should have known about the rules within either it's Chicago, the entire city of Chicago, or the entire state of Illinois, I forgot which one it is. But that entire city or state have a rule stating that you cannot smoke at their parks. And I guess Niantic felt like, oh, we don't need to list that because that's a rule. Well, a lot of people came from all over the world, so they don't know that. This year, now they smart. Now they're saying no cigarettes. Because not only because Niantic said so, but because it's actual law in the state of Illinois. Either it's in the state of Illinois or the city of Chicago. Either way, we're going to be in that city, in that state. So you cannot smoke at that park. Don't try it. Don't try it. Alright, so moving on in the list, another similar item that was listed last year. That's aerosol containers, including sunscreen and personal beauty products. So yeah, the same thing as last year. Also, any and all professional audio recording equipment and any and all professional video equipment. Now, what they mean by professional video equipment is like, if you've seen a news, like a newscast or a news truck or a news reporter live, you know they got them big cameras that you hold on the side or something close to that. That's what they talking about. That's what they talking about. They're not talking about cameras like the one I'm shooting with right now. They're not talking about anything like that. So we are straight on that. But the next item listed is interesting. So check this out. Last year, they said professional cameras, any camera with the option to detach a lens. This year, they don't say anything like that. So last year, a camera like this, or better yet, hang on, my old camera, which is the Sony a5000, this was not allowed at GoFest, even though I got this days before GoFest. I wanted to bring it for GoFest, but I played it safe. I didn't bring it for GoFest. I stuck with my camcorder. And then once GoFest was over, I went straight to this bad boy. And then I went to the 6300, which is what I'm shooting with right now. So last year, something like this was not allowed. What I'm shooting with right now was not allowed last year. This year is a different story. So let's move on. So last year they said any and all camera accessories such as selfie sticks, tripod, monopods, GoPro mounts, and attachments, detachable lenses, or other commercial equipment. This year they said camera accessories such as selfie sticks, tripods, monopods, GoPro mounts, and attachments or other commercial equipment. So remember last year a camera like this wasn't allowed because it had a detachable lens. This year a camera like this will be allowed whether it have a detachable lens or not. But it's best to bring just one lens, your best lens that you're going to be using for blogging, not for, taking shots of the scenery and things of that nature. So just one lens, bring one lens inside GoFest and make sure it's on the camera. Don't bring an extra lens with you to play it safe. Don't do it. Don't do it. But aside from that, cameras like this with a detachable lens is straight. Just bring one lens and make sure it's already on the camera and you should be fine. Alright, so now we get to the usual. Drones or any other remote flying devices, obviously the same as this year. Totems, flags, banners, same as this year. Coolers of any kind. Exceptions may be made for medical use. Same this year. Frame backpacks. Same as this year. Hammocks. Glass containers. Same as this year. Firearms, explosives, and weapons of any kind, including pocket knives, pepper spray, fireworks, etc. Same as this year, even though they worded differently. Illegal substance of any kind. Same as this year. Drugs. Same as this year. Now, here's where things get different. Outside food or beverage, including alcohol of any kind, except 2 factory sealed bottles of water up to 1 liter each. And this year, they mentioned none of that because remember, you can bring pre-packaged food and you can bring water in there, but they do say no alcohol. You can't bring alcohol of any kind. So aside from that, you can bring pre-packaged food and water into the festivities. So there you go with that. Now let's move on to what they said last year. Umbrellas. You can bring that in this year as long as you can, it's collapsible. And best to play it safe, make sure that it's small. All right, let's move on. Professional grade radios or walkie-talkies. Okay, that's the same as this year. Pets, except for service animals. That's the same as this year. So I don't know if we're going to see that dude with the goat this year. That'll be pretty interesting. That'll be pretty dope if we do see him again. But moving on. Skateboards, scooters, bicycles, wagons, carts, including red wagons or any personal motorized vehicles. Same as this year. Tents, canopies, how you pronounce that, or shade structures of any kind. Same as this year. Now, here's where things get different right here. Now, they didn't mention this last year, but they mentioned it this year. Preparation of cooking of food on site. So, again, that prepackaged food thing that they allowed in there, it must be something like a Lunchable that is already made and ready to be eaten, not have to be put in a microwave, things of that nature. I doubt there will be a microwave there. So, there you go with that. Now, let's move on. Please do not affix anything to the trees or shrubs. So, that's new. That wasn't there last year. Now let's talk about things that were there last year. For example, unauthorized or unlicensed vendors are not allowed. No unauthorized solicitation in materials including handbills, flyers, stickers, beach balls, giveaway samples, etc. That's the same as this year. Now, here's where things get different again. Last year, here's the following items were not allowed. Large wallets and waist chains that exceed 12 inches in length and width of 1 inch. That's not the case this year. Bicycle chains and other such chains will not be allowed. That's not the case this year. Bicycles inside the festival grounds. That's not the case this year. Now, so yeah, there you go with that. Now, moving on to something that was there last year. No chairs of any kind. That's again there this year. Now, here's something interesting. Last year, no inflatable furnitures, wraps, chairs, etc. But they didn't mention that this year. So that's pretty interesting, if I do say so myself. So those things are allowed, but no chairs of any kind. So apparently you can bring inflatable furniture as long as they're not chairs. That's what I'm getting from that right here. So that's pretty interesting. So that's it for the number of items that are allowed and not allowed for this year's Go Fest and comparing that list to last year's list. So there's a few things that are very interesting. So the number one thing obviously are the clear backpacks. They obviously doing that so the line can go much faster. So instead of just searching through everything, they can just look and be like, okay, that's in there, whatever, go. So that's the main reason why they did that. Now, another thing that's interesting is that obviously they still got the no chairs of any kind, but they didn't mention there's no inflatable furniture like this year. So I'm not sure if you can still bring those in or not. I have no clue. And obviously we can bring these cameras in, so that's pretty dope, but we can't bring any attachment or any other accessories in there. So like, for example, I got this camera, but there's a monitor on top of it so I can actually see myself. I can't bring that in, unfortunately. The tripod that is on, I can't bring that in, unfortunately. So now a jock strap is fine. Don't bring any other lenses. So yeah, that's an improvement from what it was last year. Another improvement from last year are umbrellas. So that's a major plus. Umbrellas is a major plus. And there's no limit to how many water bottles you can bring in there. So that's good as well. So yeah, there's a lot of improvements in there. Are there a few things that they could still work on? I mean, I guess a little bit, but it's much better this year than it was last year. So again, if you're trying to get that clear backpack, again, you go into Walmart, just buy one for $10. You can get it online for $6. I got mine for $6. And also Pokemon Master Holly, she got Amazon for $20, where some of that money would go towards charity of some kind. I forgot what the charity is, But if you want to be helpful, again, the link to that will be in the description box below. So with that said, y'all know who this is. This is your boy, the new Jay Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah. After you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the bell icon so you never miss a new video or a live stream ever again. Thanks, guys.